Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Code for Tech Solutions. Today in this video we are going to cover a new topic, like we are going to cover a complete Git tutorial so that you will have in-depth and better understanding on Git. So we are going to cover fundamental of Git, a complete Git workflow, and importance of various Git commands and its usage. And we are also going to see, like through some practical scenarios and examples, we are going to see how we can upload our Git project on remote GitHub repositories, so that you will have a complete understanding on Git, like through some real examples you will better understand the Git operations and functionality. And we are going to see the complete workflow, what are the stages the Git code will go, and finally how it will get committed and pushed to remote repository through some practical scenarios and examples. Now, before we go ahead with Git tutorial, we need to know what is Git, and we should have installed Git on our operating system. So whatever operating system you are using, so you should have installed a Git on that, and you should have created the GitHub account for yourself. Now, like it is recommended and better to know. Now, so if you are new to Git and all, like you can go through my video, like what is Git and what is GitHub. So I have covered in this video. If you want to install Git on your operating system, you can go through this video. And if you want to create a GitHub account for you, you can refer this video, so that you will have all these three steps and complete understanding on Git, and you will be ready or well equipped to go ahead with Git tutorials. Now let us see what is the Git workflow. Now let's say whatever project folder we create, so we can consider that as a working directory. Next, like we have staging area, where we this is a temporary area which will hold all the changes what we make, be it a new file or modified files. All those changes it will hold for a temporary period. Now, to add our changes to staging area, we can use git add command. So that with this command it will take all our changes, modified and new files, and it will add to the staging area through this git add command. Next, there is a local repository, so we can use git commit and mention the commit description, like whatever related to the commit, so that it will take all the changes which are in staging area to one step ahead, and it will add to our local repository. Next command we can use, like we can use git push. Like with this command it will take all the code snapshot or changes what we have made, and it will push to remote GitHub repository. So we may be using GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket, so whatever platform we are using for the remote repository. So finally we are going to push our code to this remote repository. Now this is about a complete cycle. Now let's say if you want to take code from the existing repository which is on the remote, like we can use git clone, so that it will take all the code from the remote repository and it on our local system. Next we can use git checkout, like on remote like GitHub, we may have created multiple branches. So if you want to take code of a specific branch, main branch, master branch, or specific feature related branches, or some bug fixes related branches, then we can check out the code specific to that feature branch or some other branch, so that we will have only that code related to that branch using this git checkout command. Next thing, like we can use git merge, as we are working with multiple branches, so we need to merge one branch to the other. So for that reason we can use git merge command. So next thing, like we can use git pull, like let's say as multiple teams and resources might be working on the project being a big project, so that time by the time we commit or complete our changes, the other teams and resources might have added some new code to the remote repository. So we need to pull the changes what other resources has made to the remote repositories, and on top of that we need to add our changes. So before we commit anything, we need to make sure that we need to pull the changes which are there on the remote repository, so that we will have all the changes what other resources has made on the remote repository. So this can be achieved through git pull command. So this is about overall workflow of the git. So next thing, like we can see how we can create and upload git project. So there are various scenarios we can achieve that. Like first we can create a complete new project on our local, and we can upload to GitHub. How we can do that, we are going to see through some practical scenario. Next thing, like let's say our project is already there on GitHub. Now we want to check out the project from the GitHub existing project which is there on the GitHub. We need to take that code on our local, and after that we can make some modifications and add our code on top of that, and we need to upload or push our code to the GitHub repository. So that is the another scenario. We are also going to see that through some practical example. Next thing, like we are going to create a real-time Spring Boot example, new Spring Boot project we are going to create, and we are going to see how we can commit and push that Spring Boot project which is on local. So that Spring Boot project we are going to upload to GitHub remote repository. So that also we are going to see some practical example and scenario. So let us see without any further ado how we can achieve that. Let's say first of all we can create one new folder. Here we can make it like let's say example project. We can name it, this is the example project. We have the folder is created. Now this folder is empty. What we are going to achieve through this, like we are going to create one project folder on local, and that project we are going to see how we can upload or push to the remote GitHub repository. So that scenario we are going to check now. We have just created one empty folder with name example.project. Now let us see how we can commit to the and push to the GitHub repository. Now you can go right click on it here, and you can see the show more options, and you can select this option, open git bash it here. Now we are at the git bash terminal. Now you can see this is the empty folder we have just created. Now let's say as we have seen various commands, like let's say if we try to add our changes, because as of now we have not created any file or changes. Now instead of adding the blank folder, let us add some file changes or create one file. So that is fine, but let us check the git status first, what is it is showing. Sorry, git status, now it is not showing nothing. So I will tell you the reason for that as well. Now before that let me create one file so that it will look good, because instead of uploading the empty project, we can name it like file1, and inside that we can type some text. Let's say welcome to git, and here we can save it. That's it. Now we have one file inside that. Now here if we check like git status, it is not showing anything, rather it is saying not a git repository. Now we have just created one project folder, and however our commands are not working here. Even if you want to go for git add dot it is not executing, it is not allowing to execute this one. Why it is happening? Because the folder we have created for our project, it is just a normal folder, so it will not be treated as a Git project, because in order to treat that we need to execute some command, like we can use this command git init, so that it will be considered as a Git manager project. Now if you go inside this folder, you will find a hidden folder is created with name like .git, but right now it is not showing it here because it's a hidden folder. Now let me show you that hidden folder. Like here we can go to properties and we can make it apply first, and we can apply it. Now you can see it is showing the .git hidden folder. Now what all things it will keep inside this hidden folder? So before we come to that, let me tell you what the git init command will do. Basically the git init command will initialize your project, initialize your new Git repository in this directory. Okay, so that it will make your project as a Git managed project. Now let us see, this is the .git folder it has created, and it will contain all the metadata, configuration, commit history, branch references, configuration files and all. So now it is your Git manager project. Now all the commands will start working because we have now it is a Git manager. Now let us see, if we see Git status, now it is showing there is an untracked file. Untracked means this is a new file which we have not committed it. Now it is showing that we can first we need to add this file so that it will get added to the staging area. Now let us check the flow. Like this is the git add, first command we can use so that it will get added to the staging area. Now we can use git add, and we can mention the specific file name as txt, or we can use dot so that it will add everything, or we can use git add all like this one. But right now what we can use git add dot so that it will add everything to the staging area. Now again we can see the git status. Now it is showing in a green, like changes to be committed. Earlier it was showing the untracked file because we have not added it to the staging area. Now it is showing there is a new file which is in green color it is showing, and it is showing that these changes we can commit as such, right? Now we have reached this stage. Now we have added our changes file to the staging area. Now we need to use the git command so that it will get added to the local repository. Now how we can use the git commit command? Here git commit -m, and here we can mention our comment related to this code changes. Like we can say this is our first commit, and we can say added new file, like added one file. That's it. Now we can see it has added committed. This git commit command is executed successfully with this comment for our code changes. Now let us see what else is pending. Now we have reached to the local repository with this git commit. Now it has created one code snapshot related to the changes for now, and if you check the git status it will show there is nothing to commit. Yes, it is showing nothing to commit and working tree is clean. Now as of now it has not added to the remote repo. We have reached it here with this git commit. It has just created a snapshot copy of all the changes, and it is ready to be pushed the changes to the remote repository which is on GitHub. Now let us try to do that. If we use like to push our changes to the GitHub repository, which is our final destination, we can use git push -u and origin master we can use. Now this master or main, so how we can use, like if you want to check git branch, it will show, and this is the star, and we are using the master now. Okay, so this is showing exact branch we are at now, right now. Now we can use git push -u origin master so that the changes will be pushed to the master. Now it is showing the origin does not appear to be a Git repository. Okay, so this one, because why it is giving this, like could not be read from the Git repository, because there is a no Git repository. We have not mentioned where exactly in which Git repository we need to push our changes to. So that part we need to do. So let us do that now here. First of all, we need to create one new repository. Let's say here these are the repositories it is showing. Now here you can click on this new, and here it will give you a option where you can create a new repository. Now what is our project folder? Example project. Now we can create example, let's say project, example project. Okay, fine. And here we can make it public for now, and it should be public. And here we can click on this create repository, so that it will create a new repository for us. Now you can see it has created a new repository with name example project. Okay, fine. Now it is showing the some guideline, like how we can go ahead with these commands. Like first we can use git init to initialize a new git repo, and we can add our changes to the staging area. We can commit with some description, and if you want to change to new branch, like right now we are using master, if you want to change it to main, we can use this command, so that it will go to main. Now if you want to use this command, let's say here, now it is pointing to master. If we paste this command, like this one, now yes, now it has changed, it is showing the master. Now if you use the git branch command, now it will show the main, whereas earlier it was showing master. Now we have changed it to main, it is showing the main. Fine. Now let us see how we can push. So before we push, now we need to tell the git like which repository our changes should push it to. Now we can use this command, so that it will use this remote git repository reference. This is the exact location where our changes need to be pushed. So this will direct or guide the git that this is the remote github repository you should point to and put your changes set, push your changes set. Fine. Now that is fine. Now the final command we can use, like as here it has mentioned, git push -u origin main. Now we can use the same. Fine. Now we can see our changes are pushed successfully to the main remote branch, and it is showing the same. Now let us go to main branch. If we refresh this, it should show at least one file which we have just created. Now it is showing the the file which we have just created, and this is our comment related to the commit. First commit added one file. Now if you click on this one, it will show everything, like what change we have made. It will give every minute detail of the file changes and all. That's it. Now with this, like we have completed our one complete scenario, like how we can go ahead whenever we want to create a complete new project on our local, and how we can upload our changes to the remote GitHub repository. So that part we are done with. Now let us see how, if the project is already there on the GitHub repository, so how we can check out the project from the GitHub repository on our local, and make some modification and upload the changes to the GitHub repository again. That scenario we can cover now. Now for that, let me create one more project on local. Let's say now we are going to use example hyphen project, and here we can use project 2. Okay, fine. Now here so whenever we want to use whenever we want to check out some project, so for that the commands are different one. Now let me open one new git terminal. can go to show more option and we can open the git bash. Okay, fine. Now we can use git clone command, and here we can mention like the repository name of ours. If you want to copy the repository name, you can click on this code, and here under http or tab you can copy this link, and here you can mention. Now what we are doing, this is our example 2 project, and here we are going to get the project which is already there on example project.git. Now we are going to get that from here. Now let us see. Okay, now if you go back to our example 2, we can see we have one like we have retrieved the project which is there on remote GitHub. Now this is the project we have received. Okay, now what we can do, we need to go to the project folder first. Like what is our project folder, which is example project. Okay, so this is the project we have just taken in our new local folder from the GitHub repository. Now this is the actual project. Okay, we have accessed the code and all it on our local. Now let's say we can add one more file. Let's say here we have one file. Let us do one thing. We can create, sorry, not folder. We can create one. We can create a folder as well, but right now, for the sake of simplicity, we can create one new file with name file2, and inside this we can add some text, like let's say this is new file, and we can save it. So this is about new file, and we can modify the existing file as well. Let's say here to git and the word of opportunities, we can add this, like we have just modified the existing file. Now let us go back at here, and we can see if we check the git status now, so we can see it has one change which need to be staged, like this is the modified file and this is the untracked file. Untracked file means we have just created new file, and existing file we have modified, which is not yet committed or staged in staging area. So what we can do, we can use git add dot, so that all the changes will get added to the staging area. Now let us check the status once again. Now we can see all the changes are added to the staging area. Now we need to commit all the changes, like we can add some message at here, like this is the checkout existing, okay, we can say existing project changes made. That's it. Fine. Now if you check the git status again, now it will show nothing to commit, because we have committed our code changes to the local repository. Now only one command will remain or left, like which is git push, so that our changes will be added to the remote GitHub repository. Now we can use that git push -u, and here is origin. Here we are going to use main. That's it. Now let us go back to it here and check. Now we are even though we have created two different project folders on local, but both are pointing to the same repository. So now let us check if we have Now we can see we have two files, because in first project we have added one file, in second project we have added second file, and it is showing all the timestamp related details, and it will also show the user related details as well. And this is the branch. If we create multiple branches, it will show all the feature branches and all it here. Right now we have only main branch, that's why it is showing only main branch. And release related tag, it will show it here whenever we work with releases and all. Fine. Now this is about all the changes we have made. Now if you want to click and see the exact code changes what we have made, so this is the only entry we have added. And similar to that, if you want to see what modification we have made to file 1, it will show all the changes. Like this is the new text we have added, and which is as expected. Now we have seen the second scenario, how we can add take the existing project code on our local, and we can modify some files, and we can add new files and on top of that, and how we can upload our local project folder to the remote GitHub repositories. So that second scenario we have seen. Now let us see the third scenario, which is like, let us create one real Spring Boot project, and we are going to see how we can upload that project to the GitHub. Fine. Now let me open the Spring Tool Suite first. Now in order to upload our code changes from local, we are going to use git bash for all these scenarios. Now here let us do one thing here. We can use this folder itself, GitHub project, and this is the workspace we can use. Fine. We can see we have inside STS. Now here we can use this option, create new Spring starter project, to create a new project. Now here we can mention the options, like let's say here we can name our project name, let's say sample service, and here we can mention the build type as a Maven, packaging as a Java version we can mention 17, and this is the packaging group, artifact ID, and description and package we will keep as is. Now we can click on next button, so that here if you want to add the dependency, like let's say if you want to add some Spring Web dependency, we can add from here, and if you want to add any other dependency, you can search and add it from here. Fine. We have added Spring Boot dependency, the Spring Web. Now we can click on finish, so that it will create a Spring Boot project for us. Now we can see it has created the Spring Boot project. Import is in progress now. Fine. It has created. Now let us run this project and check how it works. Now we can right click on this, and here is option like run as Spring. First of all, we can use Maven install, so that it will build our project, compile and build. Now we can see the build is successful. Now let us run it using run as Spring Boot app. Now before we commit any changes, it is best practice to build it, run it, so that there will not be any compilation errors, and it should run smoothly, so that we can avoid the further uh, problems on repository. Now it has started successfully, seems good. Now let us go to the actual project folder where we have this service we have created. This is the Spring Boot project we have just created. Now similar way we can go to the open one git bash terminal from here. Now for this sample repository, what things we can use, like first of all we can initialize this, like fine. Next thing, like here what we can do, like we can see the git status. Now we have these many things untracked files, but these are some .git attributes and all, and this is the src folder wherein we have kept our code. Now we can use git add dot, so that the changes will get added to the staging area. Now we can see the git status. We have all the changes added to the staging area. Now we need to use git commit, so that it will have a snapshot of all the code changes. And here we can see for getting started with Spring Boot Git, this is the commit. Now we have just committed our code changes. Now let us check the git status. It should have shown no nothing to commit. Yes, it is showing. Now we can use our push command, so that our changes will be pushed to the origin master. For now we have only one branch, which is a master, but if you have the feature branches, you can first need to push your changes to the feature branch, and then finally you need to merge your feature branch to the master. But right now we are working with only one branch, which is a master. Now what it is saying, because we have not mentioned which repository this changes should be pushed to. Now we need to create one repository for our this uh, Spring Boot project, so that we can do. Now let us go back at here. Now here we can see this is the option, or you can find create new repository. Here we can mention our service name, which is this is a sample service. Here we can give the repository name as a sample service, and we can make it public, and we can click on create repository. Yes, now it is showing all the changes. Like if you are creating a new project from scratch, you need to follow these commands, and if you are taking the existing code from the repository or kind, you can use this command. Now we have reached this command. Now we need to tell the git which remote GitHub repository it should point to and push the code changes to. Now we can copy this command and edit it here, so that it will push our changes to this respective repository. Seems good. Now let us push this. Yes, we can see it has pushed the code changes successfully. Now let us check the git repository. If we refresh, now it is showing all the changes which for the Spring Boot related project which we have created. Seems good. So with this, like, we are done with all the points which we have discussed before we start this video. I will request you to please, I hope you must have enjoyed this video. I will request you to please like and subscribe the same. Thank you so much for watching.